Welcome to our Monday meditation, Monday the 1st of March. And this meditation is going to be all surrounding forgiveness. Because we tend to hold on to stories from our past. We tend to revisit the dialogue. We hold the emotions and thoughts and feelings surrounding those stories in our hearts and in our bodies. And by doing that, we are actually holding ourselves prisoner to what's gone before. We're holding that tension within us, which is energy draining. It's not a positive situation to be in. It's a very negative emotion and a very damaging emotion on our immune systems, on our mental and emotional well-being, and it can tend to become the filter in which we can then start to see the world. So practicing forgiveness can be really important to setting ourselves free. And it might be something that's not that easy to do. It is a process. There's no maybe about it. It is a process. And it might be something that you'll need to keep repeating, depending how big or small those stories and feelings are. This is something that you can keep practicing and keep working on. So it's important to be kind and be patient with yourself and allow it to be a process. So not expect it to necessarily all come all at once. It's about releasing that tension and not holding yourself prisoner to the stories that you have held on to that have been your past. It might be guilt, it might be shame, it might be resentment, it might be a feeling of needing for revenge, something that has happened to you, a person, a situation, even something as big as the government, which I'm sure many of us can relate to at the moment. So it can be incredibly intense. But sitting with those stories and allowing them to affect how we feel is also incredibly difficult and damaging and not remotely good for us. So this is something that is good to practice. And it's not about saying that it's okay, that whatever happened to us is okay, that that person was right, their words, their actions, whatever it might be, is okay. Or that they were right. It's about saying, I no longer accept how that's making me feel. I now want to be released from the tension and the damage that this is causing, and to feel that sense of freedom, let that go. And sometimes it can be difficult to accept that we're actually holding on to it still. We might think that it's something that we've dealt with or worked through, but it's good to just sit with ourselves and have that acceptance that, yeah, okay, we may be revisiting those stories. We may be still holding on to things in our past. Buddha said that holding on to anger is like drinking a poison and expecting the other person to die, because we are poisoning ourselves by sitting with these stories and not releasing them. Maya Angelou said that it's the greatest gift we can give ourselves is to forgive everybody else. So when we sit with our hearts and allow that forgiveness to take place, we create space in our hearts, we create a lightness, we create freedom for ourselves in letting all that tension and all that pain go. Rumi says that these pains are messages, listen to them. So as we go through the process, be mindful of what may come up, because this might be something that we need to be attentive to and really to learn from within ourselves. So let's get ourselves comfortable as always. If you need blankets, pillows, cushions, a glass of water, pause the video now, get what you need and come and sit back down, make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. Rest your hands on your lap or wherever is comfortable for you, with our spine and back up straight but relaxed to allow the energy to flow through our spine. And take a deep breath in into our belly, filling our chest to the top of our breath, and let it go through our mouths with a sigh. And again into our belly, filling our chest to the top of our breath, letting it go through the mouth with a sigh. And a third time, taking a deep breath into your belly, filling your chest to the top of your breath and letting it go out of your mouth with a sigh. You once again find yourself in your room with your locker to the right and your key in your hand. Place all that you've brought to this meditation from your day, all your stresses and worries and concerns, into the bag inside the locker. Zip it up, return it to the locker and lock the door. Then take your key and open the door before you and step through into your sacred space, your secret place, a place in nature that's your surroundings, that makes you happy. This time is just for you. Take yourself over to somewhere comfortable and sit yourself down. If you need to lie down, that's fine. Just be mindful of not falling asleep. So as we sit here in this beautiful space, let your breath return to its normal state and float your attention on each breath down to your heart, to your centre, to the place where we hold all of these emotions and where we hold it within our bodies, and we want to find a sense of relaxation. And in this process, we are letting go of an energetic cord that's tying us to this situation, this person, these words and actions that may be causing us pain and sorrow or sadness or anger or resentment. And we're choosing to let that cord go, because it only needs one person at one end of that cord to release, to transform and transmute the energy and the situation. Keep breathing, floating your attention into your heart space, into your chest, surrounding the front of your heart, the back of your heart. With each breath feeling a sense of relaxation, letting all the tension go within your body. If you need to tense an area to release it, smile, a big smile on your face to release the tension in your face. Drop your shoulders and breathe into your heart space. Now I want you to say to yourself or out loud, whichever you choose, that if I've hurt or harmed anyone, intentionally or unintentionally, recently or in the past, I ask for your forgiveness. Be mindful of what comes to mind. A person, a situation, words, actions, whatever that might be. Sit with your heart space. Sit with this situation or this person. But don't repeat the story. Don't retell the story. Don't engage with the story. Be mindful of the story or the situation or the events. But there's no need to delve into retelling it or going over old ground. It's just about bringing attention to it. It's just about recognizing that this situation happened. And ask that person to forgive you with love and compassion and understanding. Keep breathing into your heart space. If your mind starts to wander or you get involved in the story, just bring your attention back with your breath. This is about letting go, setting ourselves free. I want you to now say in your mind or out loud as you choose, that I forgive you for any hurt or harm that was intentional or unintentional towards me, whoever that might be, whatever their words or actions, their person, a situation, governments. Allow that forgiveness to extend out to that person or that situation. And say, I forgive you. I forgive you with love and understanding and compassion, and extend that compassion out to that person. Breathe into your heart space. Be mindful of anything that you may need to learn from this experience. And let your heart relax and expand, extending that forgiveness, letting go of the tension and the pain that you've been holding in your heart and in your body, letting go of the story, feeling it slowly melt away and dissolve. As you let go of that energetic cord, you're choosing to no longer be a prisoner to these thoughts and feelings. Your life is no longer defined or dictated by those past experiences. You are choosing freedom. Allow your heart space and time to relax and continue to let go. And maybe smile a little, because we know that smiling increases that relaxation and expansion in our hearts. And for each situation or individual that comes to mind when we say these words to ourselves or out loud, offer them forgiveness. Heart-centered, compassionate forgiveness. We may want to focus on the first thing that came to mind today, and that's okay. There may be other situations that you feel ready to let go of in this moment, in this safe space now. If not, that's fine, because we can revisit this at any time as part of our process and call to mind other situations or other people, actions or words, and repeat the process and offer the same forgiveness. And now I want you to offer that forgiveness to yourself for anything you've been holding on to that you feel guilty or shameful about, or feel sorry that you've said or done, that you're giving yourself a hard time about, because it's just as important to forgive ourselves. Extend that compassion, that love, that understanding that you so readily show to others back to yourself. Float that breath and that attention to your heart space, filling your chest. Feel the love and compassion that you extend to others washing over you, nurturing your heart, relaxing your heart, expanding your heart. It's too easy to speak to ourselves with harsh words, to struggle to forgive ourselves for things that have happened, things we may have done intentionally or unintentionally. But forgiveness for us is just as important as forgiving others. The more we offer this forgiveness, the more we fill our hearts with that warm glow, the more we smile to relax and expand our hearts. The more we forgive, the more we release the tension, the more we set ourselves free. Nelson Mandela said that as he walked out of the door towards the gates to his freedom, he knew that if he didn't release and let go of all that bitterness and anger, that it would be like staying in prison, still being imprisoned. He entered prison a fighter and no doubt an angry young man, but in that time transformed himself. It serves us no purpose to hold on to these stories, to allow our lives to be lived through this filter of past experiences, to fill our hearts and bodies with this poison. It's important to expand and extend this forgiveness, to ask the forgiveness of others, to let go of the stories, to let go of the energetic cord, to set ourselves free, to invite that lightness into our hearts and our bodies, to feel the space, to feel the expansion. So we can move forward, looking to the future with new stories, new experiences, with our hearts full of love and compassion and understanding and forgiveness. And the more we sit with our heart, Breathing in to our heart space, feeling that warm, energetic glow the more we relax. Make the decision today to set yourself free. Now take a deep breath in, filling your belly, filling your chest to the top of your breath. Breathe out through your mouth and let it go. And a second breath in, filling your heart and your chest to the top of your breath. Breathing out through your mouth and let that breath go. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring your attention back to your body, to where you're sat. Take another deep breath, deep into your belly and your chest to the top of your breath. Breathe out, letting that breath go. And slowly come back, opening your eyes when you're ready. I hope you enjoyed today's meditation. As we said at the beginning, this is a process. So don't become too caught up if that was a difficult thing for you to let go, if the forgiveness didn't come easily. But just know that you've started the process, you've made the decision to set yourself free from these stories, from all that you're holding on to energetically in your heart and your body. And repeat the process, revisit it as you see fit, whenever feels aligned for you. And trust that the more you sit with this in your heart space, the easier it will become. Thank you so much for joining me again for today's meditation. Enjoy your day.